Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back here today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give my honest thoughts on how the project is being ran. And today, I'm very excited to be checking out the most popular project on all of Kickstarter. That is DCeased, a Zombicide game, Project Earth from the Anti-Life virus, and its host in the epic DC Universe Zombicide game, Protector, not Project Earth, from the Anti-Life virus. So we can pretty much infer superheroes, now disease, so you're going to be fighting against DC superheroes. I can kind of see the box, like I can see that's Superman, and I can see that's someone, and Wonder Woman and Batman, and I can't even tell. Could we zoom in on something? Could we focus on something? Player count, time length, age, we know it's a Zombicide game, and at this point you could literally put a piece of poop here with Zombicide on it, and it would get $100,000, but a little bit more in the front would be nice. They learned from past mistakes. It seemed they've already pre-announced that they will be doing a cheaper retail version of DCeased. Oh my gosh, that's shocking, said no one. So it's glad that they're finally just like, yeah, all right, here's how it's going to play out. They're being transparent, which is much appreciated. As always, when you go in the video, I'm thinking three things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? And I'm excited because normally Simon brings it on the videos. Let's go. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to Spin Master Games for being real pieces of garbage who like to steal other people's games and then make just the teeny tiny slightest tweaks and then mass market the living snot out of them and pretty much steal game ideas. If you go down the Walmart store aisle, you'll see a bunch of games from Spin Master Games that are literally almost identical to like Hi-Ho Cherry-O and Chutes and Ladders and a bunch of other games. So Spin Master Games, you can sit and spin. But, continuing on. Zombies. Got it. Where's the arrows? Oh, there it is. There's the minis. Lots of plastic. God, that's loud. Alright, so we have... Why is she the only one who gets a special colored one? That's a little odd. But either way, those look nice. They look very nice. Wait, that's Green Lantern, but it's a woman. I am so behind on the comics. Okay, so apparently Green Lantern's a woman now. I don't care either way. It's just, it caught me off guard. Minis. Cards. Oh, there we go. I want to go back. I want to look at that player board. So nice custom plastic player board. Spots to put the cubes. Very nice looking. And you can slot in different stuff, so very asymmetrical. Like it. We're just going to go into that slot we saw. Very nice. That's hot. That's a really hot system. Oh no, so the bad guys that come down, the big bad guys, the mini bosses or whatever, the big bosses are going to be the superheroes who we had once befriended. Cool. It's fun. Green Canary. Oh, is that the name? Thank you. Save those that can still be saved. Because there's going to be different scenarios, presumably. They will help you accomplish wonders. Here's the thing about focusing on plastic for so long. It loses its value the longer you proceed showing me plastic. Thanks for the information, Jason and Chris. Green Canary. like, these look cool, and I guess you show me asymmetric abilities, which is nice. Just hard to stop. So, I'm glad it knows to end at 3 minutes. Oh, so that I do like. That gets me more excited than all the plastic they were showing me right there, was because that was a gameplay mechanism. You might have just snuck by you, but it's essentially cooperative. But as long as one person's alive, you can still win the game. That creates some really tense moments in games where it's like, oh, you're the last hope. You know, stand-up dice roll types of things. That's cool. Big reveal at the end. What's it going to be? No reveal, just hope. Cool. Alright, after the video, do I want it? Yeah, I do. It looks fun. Like, it looks cool, it looks asymmetrical, minis look nice, and it's a streamlined system. Like, I own, I think, one Zombicide game, and I enjoy the one Zombicide game I own, and I imagine if you just stole that from me and replaced it with this, I'd be happy with this one as well. So do I want it? Yes. And if you're a fan of the DC Universe, I think even more so. Me personally, I like DC, I don't love DC, but I'm there. So do I want it? Yes. I feel like that was a serviceable video. Did not say it's welcome, but it got close. Can you do it? There's CMON, which means we always have this interesting conversation where we go, oh my god, how many games do you have that haven't been released? Like, every single time. So let's see. Is it two? Oh, I think Marvel United Multiverse might be out. And if anybody in the chat knows this, just to save time, that'd be great. So Marvel Zombies, so Masters of the Universe, I'm pretty sure is out. So I think all these are out. Maybe that one. I don't know about that one. I haven't seen that one in a while. All right, so we'll go this way. Let's make sure it's out. Shipping update. USA, we have confirmed that all international and US pledges are shipped out of the hub. If any backers, cool. Great. This is January 2023, so we are way back there. So yes, can you do it on that one? It's already been shipped out. FAQ release. We hope everyone's doing well. Since Clash of Eternity's fulfillment, we've been diligently answering and gathering your most commonly asked game questions. We've gotten errata because our rule booklet sucked. I really like replacement cards. It was an expensive game, and having home-printed cards is really poor. Ooh. Yep, so I'll fifth that one. Can you add pictures to the explanation about Rocky Terrain and Line of Sight? I think I get it now, but it's still confusingly worded. It's always great when your errata is still confusing. Yes, can you provide the card backs for the printable cards? Seems like kind of a no-brainer, especially if I'm going through, like, drive-through cards or something. Like, just said, yeah, they just like, nope, we're not going to respond to that. We don't have time to talk to you peasants. We got your money already. Any news to, yes, this doesn't look good. For the price we pay for this game system and all the extensions, please send us by mail a new set of these 10 corrected cards. I apologize for being honest, but apologetic PDF posted in an online FAQ is not enough, as it shows your lack of quality control here and your lack of consideration for your patrons after the transaction is made. I'm going to spend, I will wager $2 that there is no way they responded to this. And sure enough, nope, not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, so customer service looks like trash. Looks like they had issues, and instead of, like, sending stuff out to people and fixing it, because they raised, you know, $2 million for a massive tentpole project from Mattel, who they collaborated with. God, I hate CMON sometimes. They're not going to do that. And then when you have requests specifically about how the errata could be better from your customers who gave you hundreds of dollars for your games, you instead do nothing and don't respond to them. But once again, that's because it's CMON. And typically, you can expect the highest of highs from CMON and the lowest of lows from CMON. And right now, and somewhere in between. This isn't terrible, but it's definitely not good. So this one is out. Granted, the rules and the cards were not quality controlled enough, which will also happen a lot when you have massive bloated projects, but it still shouldn't, because in theory, if you're raising $2 million, you should have enough people who are going to proofread every single little minute aspect of the game to look for things like that. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. I work in electronics, and 1/3 of my job is basically technical writing. Rule booklet writers would significantly benefit from that training. Yeah, I could definitely see how that'd be helpful. Delivery update. U.S. invasion underway. This is from November 3rd, 2023, so this is from 12 days ago. So people are now starting to get their... So Masters of the Universe is out, but there's an errata, and they screwed up stuff. Got it. Overwhelmed by the amount of character choices with all the expansions? Just want to have your selection made for you. I've created Google Sheets. Do we have actual confirmation of the minute markers handling East Coast fulfillment? So it's about... Oh, was hoping to get this before Christmas. That doesn't seem like reality. Oh, let's read some more. Probably not. Even if miniature market isn't handling fulfillment, holiday shipping will soon be over. Well, okay. So this one's not out, but it's close to being out for most people. Canada's done. Okay, so we'll give that one a pass. We'll say that one's out. So we're looking for stuff that's just not out, period, which I'm pretty sure is when we're going to start with Cyberpunk. Nope, not out. So that is currently $886,000 not out. Dune! This one I think's out, but then again, there's so many Dune games I feel like that came out. Let's sample the winds of the future. First, we have a brief production, pre-packaging of pledges is underway and is scheduled to finish a couple weeks, then shipping starts. So yeah, this one's not out as well, which means this one's probably not going to be out as well. I think this is one they took from vacuum trace samples. Not out as well. Marvel Update. Not out as well. If you're telling me about card art, Zombicide White Death, guess what, folks? Probably not out as well. Yeah. So this is what you expect from CMON. So, whole bunch of stuff not out. And honestly, the only reason you're backing this project is if you don't want to get the quote-unquote crappy version at the end of this made $3.8 million. Jesus Christ. They just... Okay. Got it. I'm very excited for it. So yeah, not out, and then Mordridge, obviously, probably not out yet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will make 7 projects out, and I'm sure someone's going to post in the chat and be like, "You forgot about this one. This one's not out too." So we'll just be safe here with we'll do the CMON rule and just assume that there's one more game that they haven't shipped out that I just don't know about, because that's just how it typically works with CMON. So we'll just go with roughly 8 games and I don't know. What, $4 to $5 million that they got sitting there that they haven't fulfilled. But can you do it? Yeah, I'm still not particularly worried about this getting into your hand. That being said, that rule's errata thing. Hopefully that is a not a regular thing. So 1 to 6 players, ages 14 plus, 1 hour. I'd love for that to be on the marquee. That'd be great information to know. Zombicide's basics, DCeased overview, cool. So $130 gets you this pledge, which once again probably not going to be the pledge most people are going to take. 85 minis, 6 color bases, 6 plastic. 85 minis. That's so many minis. That is just an absurd amount of minis. Like really, like if I went back in a time machine to 7 years ago and said, this game has 85 minis, and they're not just like these little crappy, every single mini is the same, like little plastic, ones. It's just mind-blowing where we are in games now. Okay. Anywho, so we got all the minis, we got cards, 45 spawn cards, 6, so we got 51 cards, then just focusing on minis, 62, 74, 100 and something cards, 9 double-sided tiles, love to know the dimension of those. Okay. So just for this, it doesn't feel great for $135, but once again, it gets into fuzzy math when you talk about minis, so it's fine. It's fine. Dark Plus there's this expansion, which is going to give you 9 more cards, so 18 more cards. Cool. I guess. Rule booklet. Awesome. Then articles. So that's it. That's all we got. $135. Okay. Doesn't seem great. What's the last page of the... Oh, this is the last page of the rule booklet. At least they get it on that. That's great. It's a very nice last page of the rule book. Gameplay video. There's a full gameplay. 2 full gameplays. Awesome. Right from the jump, you can see if the game's for you. I personally would put a little bit more about Zombicide's track record, like all the awards and stuff it's won, but they're just assuming that everybody knows what Zombicide is. As someone who is a content creator and sees the people, specifically the type of people who watch my videos, I always think it's good to err on the side of caution and not assume that people know about your game or your anything just because there's new people getting into the hobby right this second. Someone just got done playing Ticket to Ride right now somewhere around the world, or Pandemic, or hell, Cards Against Humanity, or whatever it may be, and they're like, oh my gosh, I got to get more of these board games. So I would never just assume people know who you are. Note that anything marked with this icon is an exclusive for Kickstarter, because that's how we're going to get you to pony up this money, despite the fact we have 8 projects sitting. Mara, day 1, so we have daily unlocks where you're going to get more minis. Yep, there's the game. There's the play. It makes sense. The price is only going to get better the more we do, and this is not surprising. This is how CMON runs their campaigns. And once again, it's not how I'd recommend you run your campaign, because there's a very thin margin of error here, and I've seen a lot of other companies screw the pooch on this sort of thing, but CMON could pull it off because CMON has the infrastructure to do it. Could you please keep them still for just a moment? Okay, stretch goals, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Steel. Yep, here we go. Here's the fun part. I'd put this higher. Like, once again, I got to your $135 price tag, and I was like, whatever. I can probably get this for like $70, like, a year after it comes out. But now I'm like, oh, I got to get all these extra, because these are Kickstarter exclusives. I don't want to miss the Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, and Steel, and Wonder Girl, and Fire, and Aquaman, and Ice, and Static, and Miss Martian. And so yeah, we've unlocked a bunch of minis. Cool. Makes the value seem better. Most states, $34 freaking dollars. I know it's a big box. I understand it's a heavy box. I'm sure they're going to have the picture down here they normally have with the nice... Oh, they actually don't! They decided to not have the picture there, but it looked like all nice and padded in the box, which I think is a misstep. I think it's a nice graphic. It's just nice to have. It always looks good. So $34 to $46, which brings us up to a grand total of $164 for this. Oh my gosh. It just... CMON should show an overlay of their various projects. If they had an equal amount of projects at various stages of fulfillment, they might be able to avoid that flack. That's actually a great idea. Like, here's all the games in the last 3 years and where they are in the development process, and you can see why we're still releasing games, because 5 of our games quite literally are in whatever stage, like at the manufacturer or something like that. That's actually a really smart idea that CMON should steal. I agree with that, Kevin. Just wait for the DC Heroes Resistance for $34.99. Yeah, probably the way to go here. So $164. Am I feeling it? How much is it? No, I don't feel that at all. I don't feel like that was sold to me very well. If I'm a minis painter, maybe it's a different story. I think minis painting, yeah, definitely. So, and that's it. Just one clean, clear pledge level. At least I appreciate that. I do. And they got the DC license. At the end of the day, they got the DC license. That's all they need. They got DC, they got Zombicide, they mushed them together, and that's how you make money. It's just like if they had Married with Children. They made Married with Children Zombicide, it would make bank. It's just how things work. You get an IP. What is the size of the figures? Cool. Maybe you could put that in the campaign. Also with inches would be nice too, because most of the people who are backing this project, centimeters does not mean a damn thing to them. 3,096, second place 418. Now, I know if you add up the rest of the world, it's probably going to equal close to the United States of America, but you get what I'm pointing here. Always have inches and centimeters. Or, yeah. Sorry, I use millimeters so much at work. I'm like millimeters, but no, centimeters, I think. All right, so 22, 15, 29, 18, 22, 55. Let's see what the most engaging update is. For the start of the campaign, we're giving all backers the Dark Knight's Metal crossover set. Now's the time to take a closer look at it. This consists of a set of cards players can use to bring all the characters contained in the Zombicide 2nd Edition, excuse me, Dark Knight's Metal pack to things. It makes it so your toys can play with each other. Great. Cool. What is the purpose to make the cards available now in print and play while the game will be available in 2025? You can use them in Marvel Zombies. That's hot. So I brought, but once again, Marco brings up a great point, and then Adriano brings up a great point. And my point is that CMON really should have already brought up Adriano's point. Like, that's just, like, it's just, right? Question mark? Like, I mean, I don't feel like anybody's going to disagree with it. As I want to play a zombie hero, I demand hereby Solomon Grundy. Something that said that your die was expecting something to drop today. Okay, cool. People are excited about it, and I get why people are excited about it. Because there's an IP that people absolutely adore. It's one of those IPs that's so big that it starts to take over your personality for some people. You know, sports, video games. But there's some IPs and things that just take over your life. You know, Denver Broncos take over a big portion of my life. So I get it. That being said, do I want it? Yes, I do. I still do, because, you know, at the end of the day, CMON has Zombicide. Zombicide is fun. CMON has DC. DC's great. Great. Can you do it? Yeah. Once again, at the end of the day, I'm not particularly worried about it because if they fudge up these rules, it's kind of like you don't expect them to mess up the rules because this is like the 15th Zombicide game and it has the same core rules. It'd be like if you opened a new box of Flux. I think it's like camping Flux. Yes, they are still making Flux. And you're like, they screwed up the rules. You'd be like, how the hell did you screw up the rules? Like, you do this like every fourth, Sunday. You make a new game. So can you do it? Yeah. Despite the track record, I'm not particularly worried about it. Then how much is it? It doesn't seem great. Honestly, my best bet would just be to wait till after the fact and buy the dang thing because CMON, it's CMON. So as a DC fan and a board gaming fan, I think it's a better grade than if you're not a DC fan. But at the end of the day, I guess I don't know. It's hard to grade these CMON projects, to be honest with you, because they're just so different. You can't compare these to most other companies' miniatures games. It's just not fair to most other companies. Because the bottom line is this has 85 minis, and it's going to have even more. We're probably going to be around 100 to 120 by the time we get done with this thing. And it's just so hard to compare to everything else. So I'm just going to go with, overall, I think this is a solid project. B-. I think I personally have some CMON burnout. But it's good. I'm not going to say fine. It's good. It's a good page. Good for you, CMON. Go answer your customer service on your errata. But I'm going to go with a B-. Let me know in the comments down below. I also prefer acrylics over minis as well, but I'm not a painter. If I were a painter, I imagine I would totally prefer the minis. But let me know in the comments below what's your final grade. And if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. And... no, I'm not even going to do that last part. Goodbye.